Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Storytale Staging inside the Home Staging TV YouTube channel. I'm your host, Tori Toth. It would be nice if I had the mic a little closer to me. So today's guest is based in the Chicagoland area and has been managing a real estate brokerage, I should say, since 2002, but her passion for her interior design led her down a different path, opening Premier Luxe Staging and Design. She stages and designs residential, commercial, and even corporate offices, guys. Please welcome Tonette Lumpkin to HSTV. How you doing?
Hi, Tori. How you doing?
I'm great, and I'm loving your background. You're bringing the festiveness today.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so let's get into it, Lynette. Tonette, I should say, not Lynette. Tonette. What got you into staging?
I think because I shouldn't say I think, like I've always had this love for design and style and so I noticed once I got to doing real estate, noticing that buyers tend to, when they can't really envision, like there's some buyers that can't really envision when they walk into an empty house. So let me set the tone for them. That's kind of what got me over into staging.
So your background, you started as a broker. How has that helped you in the staging world, given you an advantage?
I think it gives me the advantage. I want to say to be able to see it, my vision, or I shouldn't say mine, it's possibly my client's vision. You know, you come across some sellers that really don't, they're either stuck in a time warp or they really just don't know where placement things should be, in order to attract the buyers when they walk in. So I think that that's pretty much what I feel like would help. That helps my clients, I should say, able to get buyers in the door.
So you work on a lot of occupieds or vacants, or it's both?
Both, mainly occupied. But there's always something in my repertoire that there's an empty house that needs to be staged. Like I say, it's hard for some buyers to come in and envision what their space would look like. So staging helps that.
How do you get the buyer, or sometimes even the agent, I mean, I should say the seller, or sometimes even the agent, over that hump of like getting them to actually utilize you, right? Because there's still some of that resistance nowadays. So how do you tackle that?
I feel like, well, first of all, I tend to have a rapport with my clients. At the point that they are my clients, they trust that what I'm telling them is correct as well as beneficial for them. Naturally, if their property is on the market, you want to let them know we have the potential to have multiple buyers, multiple offers, or we have potential to, maybe not, because everybody does not see the vision. So if everybody may not like my flamingos. So if I had to tell my clients, my sellers, sometimes we have to neutralize things. It's really just a matter of communication as to what it is that they're looking to achieve in selling their property.
I know, right? It's like, we're on your side, people. We're
Exactly.
just trying to help you.
And you know what, Tori, for the most part, like I say, most clients that I've come across, either if they're from a sphere of influence or if they're somebody that I've been newly introduced to, once you build that relationship, I feel that it's, in my case anyway, I really don't have a lot of pushback. So
that's great.
Yeah.
That's great. And are you just working on properties that you represent as a broker, or are you
no, I'm all over the place. I'm all over the place. I naturally represent myself on those properties that I am listing. But I'm always reaching out to other brokers to be able to stage for them.
Do you get pushback with that because you kind of have this dual role that, I mean, are they going to think that you're competition?
Um, it's funny that you say that. Most of the time, and let me just say this, I really don't present myself as a broker
Mhm.
because I'm not looking to brokerage their property. I present myself as a designer and a stager as to, what I am. So I don't really that's a good question because I'm thinking at the point that they do see that I'm a managing broker, does that hinder anything? It hasn't hindered anything so far. Um,
I know that that comes up with a lot of stagers too. I mean, obviously, you can always spin it as, yeah, let's step back for a second. Obviously, you don't want to do anything under the wrong intentions, but
mhm,
stepping back and saying, I actually know, I know that side of the business, so I know how
absolutely.
to direct the conversation more.
Yes, absolutely. Um, I would hope that when I approach brokers, again, I don't approach them as a broker. I approach them as a designer and a
Mhm.
stager. But at the point that it's been exposed, that they would, again, entrust the fact that um, I approach them as what I am, a designer and a stager. So I haven't really ran into that.
Love it. And I want to ask you a question here. But first of all, we got a lot of people in here today. So thank you guys so much for checking us out live. If you have any questions for Tonette or myself, please put them in the comments below. Or even if you just want to say hi, hop it in the comments. We'd love to hear from everyone who's watching. But I love this conversation. Um, let's put on your broker hat for a second, right, Tonette?
Okay.
What does a broker look for in working with a staging company?
I would hope that they would look for someone that has quality work. Um, there's, I don't want to say it, but I guess I'm going to say it. I have personally run across situations that a property has been staged, quote unquote staged, and it literally looks a mess. Like there was no thought process put into it. Um, I remember at one point I walked into a quote unquote staged house and there was furniture there from Goodwill with the Goodwill tag still stuck on it.
Wow.
So that was like, are you really? So, the seller made a bad decision on that one, but sometimes you're uneducated as to, what a stager actually does. What is it that you bring to the table as a stager? And apparently in that particular situation, that must have been what happened. So, but I think you just need to be able to trust research the work of your of the stager that you're hiring. So yeah,
Have conversations.
yeah.
Do you give people, or I should say agents, or I guess even sellers, anything tangible, like as a takeaway or something that
Well, I do have, the normal advertising, brochures. My website pretty much speaks for itself, though, as far as the quality of work that I provide.
yes, we have some quality of work here. I love it. This
Thank
looks like a
you.
really, really big space.
It is.
Tell us what you did in this space, because I mean, two couches in one sitting area.
That's that's a space that I did for a client of mine. This was a actual a it was a redesign. So
Mhm.
they purchased the home and everything in there was from 1982. So we went in, we did new floors, we did new I mean painting. Those walls of windows used to be two windows. Um So this was, even though it was not a complete rehab, it was a complete redo and staging. So it's staged, the living room is staged this way because it faces the fireplace. It also faces the television. Um, Opposite of those two chairs are another set. It mimics the other side are another
Mhm.
set of chairs. So it's a great conversational space, and that's why it stays that way for conversation.
Well, yeah, and I like how you did this because a lot of times I think the people's mistake as a homeowner or even a home seller is that we're always like, take out duplicates, take out more like extra furniture. But here it serves a purpose. You need
It
it
does.
and actually to fill that space. If you just had one couch, one coffee table, two
Yes,
chairs even on either side.
it wouldn't work. It would look like an empty space. And to your note that this is a large space. And again, my clients, they're huge entertainers. They like to entertain. So, you have to have ample seating for everybody, without everyone being crowded. So I absolutely love this space.
And Shonda says, that space is gorgeous. And then we got Trina here. I love it, Tonette. Your work is breathtaking.
Oh,
Let's see what else you got. This is a gorgeous kitchen. Tell us more about this kitchen. What did you do?
So we added cabinetry. So the base, and literally this was just about painting. All of the cabinets and everything was still there, other than the glass cabinets up top. This was actually more of a design aspect opposed to staging. But again, staging is always a part of the design as well. But we added new countertops, new backsplash, painted those cabinets gray, added the glass cabinet on top, just to make it look to really just to enhance the height of how tall those ceilings are in that property. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it
I
makes
love
such a
this
difference.
kitchen.
I'm trying to visualize it without the
I
glass
know.
cabinets, and it
I
really
know.
just dwarfs the space down so much.
Yes, yes.
So
And they
this
were the traditional wood cabinets.
definitely 1,000 times better and updated and
Yes.
refreshed.
Yes.
Malik is saying, yes, it looks grand. It does. I love it. I want that to be my kitchen.
This was one of my favorite projects.
What let's see what else we have here. So this is a living room. Tell us more about this living room. And I love the fact that you're using some color in here and it's a little bit more eclectic, right?
It is. It is. So with this particular space, I wanted to emphasize on it's not a very large space. But again, when you're in a living room, it's really all about the conversation. You have to think forward as to, what each room represents. Like, what are we going to be doing in this room? And this one was just, I love those blue chairs. Um, yeah. If you go to the other
Yes,
picture,
I
I
do
think
have the
you'll be
next
able to see.
one too.
Yes, I love this angle because it gives you, the space of the windows. The floors are gorgeous. It's not too much. Sometimes we can do a little bit too much on the shelving units on the back. Um, I like it.
Yeah, and I love how you use like the art on the opposite side to kind of represent the window, right? To kind
Yes.
of even balance it
It's an
all out.
even balance, and that's what a lot of staging and design is about, balance. The room has to make sense.
Right. Is that part of how design affects us mentally, like like creates that happy space?
It makes that happy space. I tell everybody, well, a lot of times when I first meet with a client or a seller, um, what is it that you're looking like when you walk in this room? What do you want to feel? More so with a client opposed to a seller. With a seller, I'm in the buyer's head space. When they walk into this property, What is it that they're going to feel? Are they going to fall in love? Again, everybody can't walk into an empty space and feel like, oh, I know that this can be positioned here and this can go here. That's everybody just can't do that. So as a stager, that's what our job is to do, to have that person walk in, feel absolutely like they're at home. This is what I want to live. This is where I want to be. And let's put in an offer.
I love it. Yep. And we've got more comments coming in. Love those blue chairs. And that rug. Look at that rug. You're giving me so many ideas.
That rug is actually real cowhide.
Oh, wow.
It is. It's real cowhide, and it has a it has a stamp on it. You know how they stamp the animals? So yeah. But it to me, it brought warmth to the room. It just kind of, mimicked a lot of the warm tones, because blue is a cool color. And even though there's pops of the blue to accent the chairs, we needed to bring in something warm, and that's what the rug does for me.
It definitely, you get the pop of the blue, and then you get the warmth of the rug like immediately.
Yes.
And then your eye goes back out to like the different color metals and the artwork. I love it. And then I think we have one more here. Yeah. So tell us about this bedroom. It looks like a moody bedroom.
Yeah. So that's the thing. See how you said that? You think it's a moody bedroom. So I personally feel that everyone's bedroom should be their sanctuary. That's exactly what you want to feel when you walk in a bedroom. Relaxed, moody. I think this is the vibe for this bedroom. I wanted to make sure that, again, that there is a certain feeling when a buyer walked into this space to say, man, I would love to relax here. Because that's the thing. We all, when we're in this whole design and staging, it's all about feelings, to be honest. How you feel when you're there. What is it that you want to feel when you're there? So, yeah.
What does like great design mean to you? When you see great design, like what makes it great for you?
It's my happy space.
It's those pink flamingos back there.
It's my happy space. I feel like, again, that it's just about how I want to feel in that space. What is it that I want to accomplish in that space? For me, it's everything. I love it.
Is there a certain style that you are drawn to, in whether it's your own design or designs for your client? Like, do you have a specific taste, or you can kind of run the gamut of styles?
I feel like I kind of run the gamut of style when I'm staging and designing. Naturally, for me, I know what I love and what I would want in my house and those type of things. But I try to listen to my client, because everybody does not like the same thing. A kitchen, for example, it may want to be designed and staged as farmhouse, whereas somebody else has this whole Tuscan feel. So I think it's really more so about just listening to what your client wants, what the client wants to do, how the real estate broker, how do they want, you to come in and utilize that space. So I don't have one particular style. It's what the client is looking to achieve.
Yeah. And that works both as a staging and
design, for sure.
You do design as well. Talk about like how could working with a stager who's also a designer help a broker out? Like, do you do anything differently with your agents to try and get design referrals, or show them that you're still powerful in the process towards the end, like closing?
You know what, Tori? I have I've been lucky as far as my clients or my sphere of influence, once I'm done with a project, they're so in love with the project that word of mouth has been my thing. So I haven't really had to do a lot of advertising. But I think as a broker, I would hope, and again, a lot of brokers don't know. So to have that conversation with them, um, to say, hey, you can trust this process. I tell all my clients, trust the process. You can trust me that we're on the same team. I'm working for you to get your client top dollar. So most brokers understand that, especially today, like staging is the thing today, whereas years ago, not so much. So
I
yeah,
don't know.
most
I mean,
brokers understand.
I still hear from people that they do get that pushback from the broker, and it's like, why can't we be part of that team? Like, why? And then even at the end in design, like, why can't you
As
give
some
this as
brokers,
a
we
closing
have
gift?
to, yeah, as brokers, we have to go along with our clients. The seller dictates.
Mhm.
I find that sometimes, and again, it's the individual. I feel that sometimes, their seller is like, hands down, no, I don't. I think it comes down to monetary value. Some sellers don't want to invest, which they should, but sometimes they just don't. And as a broker, you have to follow your client's lead, as far as that is concerned. And then there's some brokers that have new spaces that think that, oh, it doesn't need staging. I've come across that as well. Brand new spaces, just totally gutted and rehabbed, ready to go on the market. And, some brokers don't feel the need that it needs to be staged, that it speaks for itself.
Yeah.
And for the most part, it could, but staging always takes it that extra mile.
Puts the more money back in your pocket.
More money. That's the
More
bottom
money.
line. Exactly. That's the bottom line.
I love it. We're getting our comment feed is blowing up here.
Cool.
Here we go. From Trina. This is a good one. Tonette, how do we hire you? Where should people go to find out more about you?
Well, they can definitely go to my website, and there's a link to contact me. PremierLuxeStaging.com is the website. I can, that's probably, I don't know if, am I to give out my phone number directly on live TV?
If you want people calling you.
No, there's a link at my website that contact us. I'm also on Facebook. I'm also on IG. So yes, there's a few ways to get in contact with me.
And you service all of the Chicagoland area.
I do.
Do you do any e-design or anything like that?
So no? I actually did a virtual design during COVID. Designed naturally I couldn't be hands-on, so the design was a little bit different. But yes, during the peak of COVID, I helped design, interior decorated, and staged an entire first floor of one of my clients' home. They wanted a change. And during COVID, a lot of people were doing upgrades to the home and everything, but nobody could move around. So yeah, I offer virtual staging as well. I have a client that's in Nevada that I, have helped as well. So yeah, virtual staging as well.
I love it. So anyone who's listening, tuning in near or far and loves Tonette's style,
near or far,
you love her style, you love her personality and the way she brings it to her clients. Now she has a way for you to reach out to her, and she can help you there as well.
Absolutely.
Any final thoughts? Whether it comes to stagers, real estate agents, or even home sellers in the home staging process, like what's like one thing that one or all three of those people can take away?
For real estate brokers, I feel like they need to, as much as they possibly can, express the importance of staging to their clients. Let them know we're only here to help the process. As far as with designs, like I said, I tell my clients all the time, trust the process. We bring value, design and staging. We bring value to your property, whether it be if you're selling the property or if you're, just updating the property. It's value there. It's been proven.
And that's the most important part, because for many of us, that is our biggest return on our investment.
Yes.
So
Yes.
get the money back out.
Yes, exactly.
I love it. Thank you so much for joining us today live.
Thank you, Tori. I appreciate you having me.
Of course, if any of you guys out there, whether you're watching live or in the replay, have a question, put it in the comments below, and we'll be sure to check back in and help get you the answers that you need. And make sure you follow Tonette Lumpkin at Premier Luxe Staging on all her social channels, and go over there, show her some love, support her, and let her know that you checked this video out today. I hope you guys all have an amazing day, and we will see you soon. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.